Lay it all out.
Lay it all out. And
everybody needs to know.
Correct.
Right?
And let's be real.
Let's just be real.
I want you to be resourceful.
Tama. Be
Kasi
resourceful.
doon ka matututo eh.
Yes. Meaning to say, maraming mga builders dyan, they go to me if they can't do the loans.
You have to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
Kasi a lot of rejection.
Yeah. You have to believe really in what you're doing.
Yes. Hello everyone, this is Elizabeth Velasco from the Velasco team of Remax Gold, and this is
Alvin Reyes once again with Supreme Lending.
And welcome to episode 34 of
Bahay Pinoy Sa Tate. Hello, ate.
Hello, Alvin.
How are you?
Welcome to our 34 episode.
Grabe, 34 na. Oo,
wow,
sobra.
ang grabe talaga palang talagang tuloy-tuloy na itong ating
like
usapang Pinoy.
Oo nga, I love it. Every time we do podcast, parang to me, I get excited now kasi we're talking about different topics.
Correct,
diba?
correct. Oo
Hindi
nga.
lang,
So yung topic natin, I mean,
ano to? Very
sensitive.
Sensitibo to. Pero we're just gonna lay it all out.
Lay it all out. And
everybody needs to know.
Correct.
Right?
And let's be real.
Let's just be real.
Ganun lang. Okay.
Yung mga pinagdadaanan talaga ng mga, you know, like us here,
like
realtor,
us, loan
officer in
loan
our
officer,
business. Ano
in
ba
our
talaga?
business. Yeah, kasi ang media kasi, masyado nilang ginaglamorize ang mga realtors.
Oo, parang diba?
At even loan officers na akala nila ang dali-dali. Hindi nila nakikita yung mga behind the scene ng mga pinagdadaanan natin.
Yung hassles,
yung
disappointment,
hassles,
minsan,
correct.
Marami yan. Sobrang dami.
Madami, correct. Okay, ikaw, Alvin, I wanted to ask you first.
Yes.
Okay, ano ba yung biggest pet peeves mo? Kasi I know as a team leader or branch manager, kasi how many loan officers are you mentoring?
I have 9 right now, going
9.
to 10.
Okay, and with all the, how many years in the business?
Them?
No,
Or
ikaw.
I've been in the business for almost 20 years now.
Okay, for 20 years experience, sa lahat ng mga loan officers na minenter mo, na minanage mo, I mean, what is your biggest pet peeves?
Well, unang-una kasi, you know, a lot of them kasi, I'm not saying they're not experienced. Experience, alam din naman nila yung business. But they want a result right away. They want, gusto nila right away. I wanna see result right away.
Correct.
And in our business, guys, kasi if you do this, we call it, you know, being a loan officer, my work, hindi mo nakikita yung result right away. You have to give, number one, I wouldn't say the whole 150% your time, pero you almost have to give 100% of your time, number one, in working all the time.
Correct.
And also at the same time, you know, dealing with the clients. You have to have that patience. Dealing with the realtor as well. Diba? Marami niyan. And not only that, deal with the in-house or our operation, underwriting, appraisal. Yun ang mga bagay-bagay na we kind of like encounter in just closing one deal. Diba?
Closing one deal.
Just
ang daming mga
deal.
little pieces. Correct.
And as a loan officer, yun ang trabaho namin. We're like the driver of this folder that has 4 legs, and any of those legs doesn't work, para siyang limping papunta sa finish line.
Correct.
And this is what I'm talking.
Or baka tumirik.
At hindi magsara.
Hindi na makarating sa finish line.
So ito yung mga ini-explain ko sa mga loan officers ko, that being a loan officer, you cannot just learn one thing.
Correct.
Diba? You have to learn the whole process. You have to learn everything about how the appraisers, you have to learn about underwriting, you have to learn about guidelines, you have to learn about escrow as well.
Yeah.
Kasi ito yung mga legs na, kumbaga ba, na you want to make sure that they're actually standing. If you don't, like I said, yung loan mo parang naglilimp yun. Now, ito yung problema ko sa mga ibang loan officers ko. Diba?
Yes, oo.
They don't want, two things. One, tinatamad sila mag-learn, especially mga parameters or guidelines when it comes to underwriting.
Bakit
guidelines.
ayaw nilang matutunan? Trabaho nila yan.
Yun na nga, right?
Oo.
Well, two things lang naman eh. Either they don't want to learn or tinatamad lang sila.
Okay. So,
Right.
Alvin, I don't understand. Okay, let's say parang any profession,
Yes,
okay?
tama.
Like, realtors or loan officer.
Yes.
Bago ka maging nurse,
Correct.
kailangan mong pag-aralan ng science,
Correct.
ang chemistry, mga
Correct.
things like that, di ba?
Correct. Yes.
Prerequisite yan. And
Yes.
then from prerequisite, you
Yes.
need to,
Yes.
yung pag-aralan yung nursing program.
Correct. Yun nga.
And then from nursing program, yung practicum na, di ba?
Yes.
So parang ganun din sa loan officers and
Yes.
realtors. You cannot just wing it in this business.
Yes, continuation learning to.
Correct.
No matter how long you've been in a business, no? Itong problema kasi, as soon as they get the license, napasa na ng lisensya, akala na that's it eh.
Oo nga.
In the real world, it's not.
Hindi kasi nga in any other profession.
Yeah.
You learn everything first,
Yes.
and then you get your license, then you could practice.
Yes.
Dito naman, baliktad
Oo.
ang industry natin.
Tama.
Pinaka-least you could do and so easy to get is license.
Yes.
After you get your license, how are you going to do the real job?
The real job.
So, baliktad, kaya nga a lot of people have misconception.
Yes.
So,
especially in my end as a loan officer.
Yes.
Mag-usapan natin sa'yo later. Kasi as a loan officer, one of the things that you really need to know is knowing what you're selling.
correct.
The product. Right?
Importante yun.
Program. Anong programang binibenta mo sa kliyente? Either it's FHA, either it's California Dream for All, either it's conventional, either
diba?
it's 12 months bank statement
Or
jumbo. You need to learn those guidelines or parameters because you
Correct.
need to know what you're selling to the client.
Hindi. Kasi, when you do yung consultation with the client, kasi malalaman mo kung ano yung financial situation nila, di ba?
Correct.
Okay, then from the financial, picture,
Yes.
you could, make recommendation kung anong
Correct.
program ang pinaka-the best.
Correct.
Why can't we put offers, comparison on each of those programs?
Yes. And yun ang ibig kong sabihin, you have to learn those differences on each programs kasi everything's gonna be here, right? So if you know this, and even I read guidelines every day kasi I'm not a computer. I forget stuff sometimes just to remind me. But this what separate a good loan officer and not so good loan officer. When you ask me, if you have a scenario, you ask me, Alvin, what do you think about this? I kind of have it here. I know right away kung ano yung picture ng scenario ng
And then also,
natin.
it comes with experience,
Experience
diba?
as well. Paulit-ulit lang naman din yan. Pero ibig sabihin, it also takes a lot of, kumbaga ba, review your parameters, review your guidelines. Yun ang mga sakit ng mga loan officer. Tamad magbasa.
Okay.
Tamad mag-review.
Okay, so itong napapansin ko, most loan officers gusto nila yung easy peasy.
Yes.
Like
yes.
FHA conventional,
Yeah.
FHA conventional VA. They don't think outside the box.
Yes.
And the thing I hate the most for me as a realtor
Yes.
is you tell me no, your client is not qualified.
Yes.
Did you actually look,
Yes.
like ways or
The four corners of the scenario.
yes,
Yeah.
and everything? Did you actually
Yeah.
exhaust all the possibilities?
Yeah.
Yan ang parang di ko nagugusta. And then the client will come to me and said, "Oh, your loan officer didn't qualify me, but I found a loan officer who could help me."
Yes. Oo.
Yan ang parang parang
Yeah.
as a realtor, parang nawawala tuloy yung kumpiyansa ng
Yes.
kliyente sa'yo dahil
Yes.
bakit hindi mo alam?
Yes.
Nagre-reflect sa akin
Correct.
yung capacity or capability ng loan officer kasi hindi siya as knowledgeable as he should be.
And such a good point din naman kay Elizabeth. Totoo yun, no? Like I said, when I talk to my loan officer, we don't shine on an easy loans. We shine on the hard ones.
Correct. Kasi diyan ka gagaling.
Diyan ka gagaling talaga. Kasi yun ang ibig kong sabihin, we're not going to have a perfect client. Diba?
Correct. Oo.
Especially these days, diba? Wala nang such a perfect client. Like I said, me especially, I'm known as a second string quarterback.
So what does that mean?
Meaning to say, maraming mga builders dyan, they go to me if they can't do the loans.
Okay, kasi ang mga builders, they want the easy peasy.
Yeah, so the in-house builders, what they have is kind of like, if you don't fit the box, you're on a sideline.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
And this is what I mean. What I'm saying as a second string quarterback is that the only reason, not because na mas magaling ako rito sa loan officer na to, one thing is because I work with the client, I look at the scenario, and I look at all four corners and see what we can do to make this work. A lot of the loan officer doesn't want to do that.
Hindi kasi ganito. I think what happened is the loan officer doesn't do the loan consultation.
Yes, one thing.
Importante na kailangan makausap ang kliyente to ask the right question.
Correct.
It's
Tama.
like, do you have,
What do you have?
Do you have a family member that's
yes.
going to be living with you to co-sign?
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Do you have a 401k that you
Yes.
could borrow
Yes.
or withdraw?
Yes.
Do you have this? Do you have that?
Yeah. And that's what I mean.
And a lot of miscommunication is why, because through text, you cannot articulate on a text. You
Correct.
need to see the person,
Correct.
one-on-one, whether you need to do a Zoom consultation, preferably, or you could do a phone consultation.
Yeah.
So you could get all the information that you need. Kasi most of the loan officer, whatever is just uploaded on the portal, that's all they work on.
That's all they see. Yeah.
And they can't see the whole thing.
And yun nga sinasabi ni Elizabeth that a lot of the loans that is being declined by the in-house builder, even other loan officer that goes to me, really, napapansin ko, and I tell them this, listen, it's not because I can do magic. It's because you guys are not asking the right question. I have one of the client, na builder, Alvin, we cannot do this. But when I talk to the client, hey, do you have this? Do you think you can do this? Yeah, I have it. Then you can go ahead and work around and have another alternative. Again, it's all about asking right question, communicating well with the client.
Communication is very important
talaga yan.
in our business. Correct.
And of course, knowing the guidelines. So para alam mo kung saan mo pwedeng dalhin yung kliyente natin. Now, I'm not saying everybody is, perfect when it comes to their scenarios, but there's always a way sometimes to make it work.
Okay. So, kasi nga ang guidelines niyo pabago-bago.
Yun pa, nagbabago yan.
They keep changing, di ba?
Of course.
Okay. So, kailangan talaga updated ka na nagbabasa ka. Okay. And then maybe you could do like a what we call a comparison sheet that you could actually look
guidelines,
into it.
Yung bullet point lang. Kung
yung bullet point lang. Or maybe every Monday update to your loan officers.
Correct, yeah.
Just said, hey, you know what? Did you know that the credit score have changed? The guidelines have changed? Oh, they allow this now. They don't allow this now.
Yung nga problema minsan. Nagsasend ka na ng email, meron ng alert sa email mo, ito yung mga bagong changes, right? In a weekly basis, pagdating talaga ng pagbabago ng
hindi pa rin nila What about do you do like a monthly meeting?
Yes, I do.
Weekly meeting?
I'm very avid about meetings talaga, especially with my loan officer kasi I want to keep reminding them, listen, this is the new loan limit, this is the new income limit, every little changes that I could see on the parameters, very avid ako dyan.
Okay.
So every week kami nagbi-meeting yan.
Okay, so may weekly meeting.
May mga bagong pagbabago.
So if they don't attend the weekly meeting, then it's their loss.
Yeah, and they basically, they don't get the special treatment from me.
What do you mean special treatment? Like what?
As a loan officer, as a manager, diba? Pag said special treatment, if you call me at night and you want something done, Alvin, tulungan mo ako dito, right? But I know that I've already explained you about this already.
Paulit-ulit. Dahil hindi nila nare-retain.
Hindi nila nare-retain, or they're not even reading the new, I would say, the new guidelines or the new alerts of what's going on. Dude, I'm sorry, but you do not accept me to go ahead and go your way and help you. Kasi binigay ko na lahat ng tools sa'yo eh.
Oo nga, correct.
Paulit-ulit. And I want you to learn by yourself.
Tapos tatawagan ka alas 10 ng gabi.
Oo, ganun, di ba? And then
so their lack of preparation doesn't constitute an emergency on your part.
Correct. And then you want me to do this for you, pero we have all the tools, I have all the knowledge that I've given you. Something's missing here, di ba?
Okay.
Right? And tsaka ate, I want them to learn. I want them to grow.
Oo nga. Kasi,
yun ang ibig kong sabihin.
Okay, me myself, my employees, okay? The first course of action for them is kailangan nilang reviewin yung procedure.
Tama.
Okay, procedure or manual, whatever that is.
Yes.
Now, if they can't find what they're looking for because they didn't read it or whatever, then go to the team leader.
Yes.
Kung yung team leader hindi rin niya kaya, then ako na.
Correct.
Pero I want you to be resourceful.
Tama. Be
Kasi
resourceful.
doon ka matututo eh.
Yes.
Dahil dahil nandyan na sa harap mo, babasahin mo na lang. Gusto mo ako pa ang dahil tamad kang magbasa, gusto mo ako ang magbibigay sa'yo.
Yeah. Tsaka at the end of the day, it's really, here's the way I think, right? In this business, what kind of value do you put or do you add to your clients?
Correct. Oo nga. Kasi kung tatanungin ka ng kliyente, ano ba, ibibigay mo lang yung report? O, itong report mo, bahala ka sa sarili mo, basahin mo ha. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Kasi when as a realtors, when I review the reports and disclosures with my clients, we go through the whole thing.
Yes.
I summarize it and, bullet proof, yung mga red flags, mga importante, di ba?
At nakita na kita. You're very dyan. Oo. Maano to si Ate Elizabeth.
Yeah. Kasi,
and I love it. I love it.
And most realtors, that doesn't come in a form of education.
Ako natuto rin ako sa iyo eh.
Really?
Oo, yung pre-approval ko kasi normally, 'di ba, hindi ko nilalagay ko borrower's name, para ating main borrower lang.
Yeah,
it's because our system only put the main borrower. Pero I get your kasi pagdating nga naman sa iyo ng contract, kailangan mo rin talaga yung 'di ba?
No, we do kasi when we write an offer, we go based on the pre-approval.
Correct.
So kung sino ba yung mga taong pre-approve? Kasi yun ang ilalagay sa contract. Ang magkano bang down payment nila? So yun ang ilalagay sa contract, di ba?
Ganyan kalupit din si Ate Elizabeth. That's why I love working with her. Because you're learning as well. Again, in our business, it's continuation learning. And keep reminding yourself, remembering the stuff that you need to know.
Oo nga.
Yun nga problema ngayon. Ikaw, matanong kita.
Hindi, may tanong pa ako sa'yo. Teka muna, tapusin mo na natin.
Sige, malupit
na. To become a loan officer, ano bang mga, and just be truthful, okay? So the public will know. Ano ba ang what we call qualities ng magaling na loan officer at paano ka maging magaling? Mainly, anong hinahanap mo? Like, let's say I'm a newbie. It's I wanna enter to the loan industry business.
Yes. Actually, be honest with you, when I hire the loan officers, I get a lot of loan officers. Oh, Alvin, I've been in the business for 15 years. I closed this. Magaling ka na. Right? Okay? Yun naman mahirap turuan eh. Yung mga old dogs.
Yung mga hindi coachable.
Oo.
Kasi same thing with realtors yung sa amin. Kasi yung, yes, magaling ka last year, but it's a different market.
Correct.
So the question is, can you do it again this year?
Kasi
and year after year.
And consistent. Correct. And I keep telling to my team, my loan officer, listen, if you're down here, it's easy to go up eh.
Correct.
Because you have nowhere to go but up.
Correct.
But the question is, can you maintain that level?
Correct.
Yun ang mahirap.
And how do you maintain?
Okay, number one. Okay.
Anong mga qualities ng loan officer in order to maintain a consistent flow of business?
Correct. And this is just, I'm gonna be straightforward, ate.
Yes.
Fire, desire dito sa loob.
Okay, but I mean, how do you get that desire?
You have to have that
personal.
You have to have that fire, number one, to be better all the time, to have more knowledge, and also be patient. Okay? Be patient. You don't learn right away overnight. Okay?
Hindi kasi, I mean, in our industry, like us, in real estate, perpetual business to.
Correct.
So, kung ano yung ginagawa ko ngayon, hindi pa let's say I make 100 phone calls, right, to prospect.
Yeah.
Oh, I did 200 homes, a flyer drop or door knocking. Ito, hindi pa magmamaterialize 2 to 3 months later.
Oo, correct.
Ang mga generation, nakikita ko, gusto nila na, okay, pag nag-100 phone calls ako, dapat tomorrow or next week, meron na akong deals. It doesn't work that way.
Social media lang, ayos na. Parang akala yun lang, di ba?
Oo nga, it doesn't work that way. Di ba?
It all depends on how many people that you meet in a daily basis, how many people that you connect with.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And how many people you follow up with?
Okay. So let's say you. Okay. How many open houses you need to do in order to get a client?
Well, there's really no how many. Kasi you can do a lot of open house if you have time, right?
No. But you need to know your numbers.
Yes.
Like me. I mean, if you ask me, Elizabeth, how many open houses you need to do in order to convert a client? So I'll ask you.
Yeah.
How many open houses you need to do in order to get a client?
Okay, so to me, I have to do at least an open house if I want to convert a client at least 3 times a month.
So 3 open house, you could get a client.
Yes. Oh, kasi let's just say...
Ang bilis
Oh, hindi.
Ang galing naman ng conversion mo.
Hindi, kasi ganito. 3 open house. But I'm saying, mga weekends, Well, kasi you cannot do open house during the weekdays naman. Open house ng weekends.
So 3 open house, you could get a client.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's my equation, Ate Elizabeth.
But remember, you have 20 years of experience.
Yes, right.
Okay?
And you also, it's all about follow-up. You get all these people coming into the open house. Let's say, mababa na yung 15 people, right?
Okay.
That's one weekend. Now, you do twice every weekend, right?
Okay.
So you said, let's just say, in 1 week, you get 30 clients.
Yes.
Now, you times that to to three weeks.
So let's say 90 people.
90 people.
Out of 90 people, you'll get 1 client.
1 or 2 or 3. Yan
Okay,
lagi.
no. But 1 to 3.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, got it.
You get, now remember, you don't get all of them, but some of them will not, you parang like you said, what you said.
So let's average it. 2.
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
At least you get 2 solid.
So everybody hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 open houses, let's say 90 potential clients, you will get 2 people.
2 people. Most.
Okay.
Ano na yan,
So that's like maybe what? Like maybe ilan yan? 0.5%.
0.5%. Mm-mm.
Ang conversion.
Conversion,
rate.
oo.
Okay.
Pero
Gotcha.
but all those 90 people, here's me. I'm very avid about this. As soon as I get into the open house, the next morning I get the list. Tawag agad ako, follow up agad ako.
Follow up kasi the money is in the follow up.
Correct. Follow up ka lang because they also don't want to make sure that they forget about you.
Correct.
Tawagan mo sila after 3 weeks. Sino ka ba?
Oo nga.
Right,
I don't remember visiting 123 Main Street.
Yeah. Gusto ko ma-remember nila yung smile ko when I went ahead and introduced myself. They can still remember me. Oh, this is Alvin, the smiley guy.
Correct.
Right? Yun ang number 1 talaga. It's all about remembering you. Guys, ito ang aking sa mga loan officers ko. If you're
Make
listening,
you unforgettable.
it's so easy to forget about you because their life is so busy. Our goal is to make sure they remember us.
Yes, correct. Okay, so but to answer my question.
Yes, go ahead.
What are, besides, having fire, okay, what are other qualities a loan officer, should have in order to stay in this business?
You have to, number 2 is you have to be willing to learn lagi.
Coachable ka
dapat. Okay? Always be resourceful. Always read, your guidelines. Step up your game, right? Step up your game. There's a lot of...
How do you step up your game?
Communication, number 1. There's a lot of books in communications as well, right?
Okay.
How do you approach a client, right? Okay. Number 3, itong pinaka-importante talaga sa lahat. Be patient ka din, okay? Don't think that, hey, you're gonna make it in this business in the next 2 weeks or so, and then your motivation, your morale, your fire is down the drain already. Because it's so easy to in our business, Ate Elizabeth, it's so easy to be down diba? Right?
Oo nga, kasi
napakadali lang
Well, the thing, what I notice is, especially me, like, mentoring all these new agents, and most of them are millennials, generation Z, is it Z or Y?
Z.
Okay. So, parang, sila, I wouldn't say weak-minded. So, mentally, they're not that strong when it comes to rejection.
Yes.
Alam ba nila, like me, I've been in the business for 17 years.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
It takes me 6 open house to convert 1 or 2 clients. Okay? Kasi ganun. I mean, you have to do it consistently, keep following up, keep checking in. Yeah. And sometimes those people are not even ready until 3, 6 months, or sometimes 1 year.
Yes.
I have clients that took me 3 years before they bought from me. But I continue to, follow up with them.
It's all numbers.
Check in with them. And then also, importante talaga, just like what I said, this is a perpetual business. So, consistency.
Okay. Parang playing golf lang, di ba?
Correct.
Pag nag-golf ka, you cannot go ahead and you think when you play one day and then after 3 weeks saka ulit that have the same swing. You have to be consistent. You have to be level all the time with where you at, or even growing a little bit. Pero kasi that's this game, and I'm sorry, it's all about numbers game.
Yes.
Out of the 90 that you have, you're only gonna gain maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah,
diba?
correct. Oo.
And if you only meeting people like, let's say 5 a week or 2 a week, you're good luck. You're not gonna get that number.
Oo nga. Kasi minsan, iba-ibang open house. Yung pinaka-busiest open house you did just last week, you had about 30
people.
30 people.
Diba?
But sometimes, like me, I did an open house. I only had 6 people.
Correct.
So depende kasi at the end of the day, it's numbers game.
Yes.
So, if your conversion is 0.5%, mine is about 1%.
Yeah. Kasi iba naman kasi yung line of business ninyo.
Correct.
It's all about selling and buying.
Selling and buying. Hindi naman lahat. You know what I mean? And most of the people that walk in are maybe potential sellers or neighbors that's just looking or
already have a realtors.
Yes. Buyers that already have realtors. And maybe some of them are just started looking or haven't even done buyer consultation. So it's really it really depends.
So the 3 things that I'm looking for talaga.
Yes,
Number 1, you have to be coachable.
Okay,
right?
coachable.
You have to have the desire.
The desire.
The desire. You want to grow. You basically you have to feel and you have to know, hey, I want to do this.
Hindi kailangan meron silang malaking why.
Why
am I like me? Like why am I waking up so early?
Yeah.
Why? Dun mo makikita. I mean, ito ang namin as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have a boss. Okay, we wake up every day unemployed. Okay. So if you know you're unemployed, you make your own opportunity.
Yes.
Okay? So me, when I wake up in the morning, nobody tells me, Elizabeth, you need to wake up early.
Clocking ka ng 9 to 5. Wala nun.
Clocking ka ng 9 to 5. Kasi I know I'm not gonna get paid, but I will get paid for my effort that hindi ko pa makukuha o makikita yung monetary until 3 to 6 months from now. So who is a person that could actually take that? You have to be mentally strong. Kasi a lot of rejection.
You have to believe really in what you're doing.
Yes.
Parang why and you have to find meaning talaga.
Oo nga.
Because if you don't, parang what's your motivation? Diba?
Para bang, ano ba to? I mean, ano ba to? Oh, I hate open house. Oh, I don't like what I'm doing. So that means you're just there for the money.
You're not looking at the right, ano yung meaning? Kasi this is this is what's gonna keep the fire burning is the why and the meaning why you're doing it.
Correct. Oo nga, kasi nga yung especially like new agents.
Yes. They're just like,
I just want money, and it doesn't come like that. It takes time. Learn your craft, be good at it, and eventually yung batting average mo tataas, gaganda, and then at the same time gagaling ka. Yung para bang basketball.
Correct.
You keep shooting, keep doing open house, you keep doing door knocking, you keep cold calling people. Okay, you keep just consistently practice.
And like I said, you have to be patient because you're gonna get a lot of rejections, right? You're gonna get a lot of no's before you get some yeses.
Yes,
right?
Ang sinasabi ko sa mga agent ko, every time they get a no, palapit sila ng palapit sa yes.
Yes.
So if you get a no, bring it in, because the yes is coming.
Totoo yan.
Think it that way.
So,
diba?
For me, ganito rin ako, ate. Out of the list of the open house, diba?
Yes.
Sabihin natin 15 or 20. I'll go through it one by one.
Yes.
Kung may na-miss akong isa, parang I feel, baka ito yon, diba?
Correct. Oo nga, ito na yun.
Baka ito yung isang kliyente na And ganun talaga yun eh. Don't miss out of those clients, all those leads.
You'll never know. And you cannot judge a book by its cover.
Correct.
Kasi who knows, that person could have a relative or a children that's looking to buy. And the people could really see through you if you are really passionate on what you do. Kasi when you talk to them, talagang you're there to help them.
Correct.
Kasi ganun ako eh. Parang nakikita ko, okay, hindi man ako kumita, ipasa Diyos ko na lang kasi
Yes.
at least may natulungan akong pamilya.
Yeah. At the end of the day, yun eh. You have to kind of like,
passionate on what you do.
Yun ang meaning mo eh, right?
Oo nga.
So it doesn't matter. Number one, it doesn't feel like we're working talaga.
Yeah, when you like what you do.
When you like what you do, no? And the other thing that I want to be able to just share to everybody, like I said, our work is not easy. Hindi siya madali.
Oh my God. It's
yeah, diba? Right? They think it's an easy thing to do, but it's not. But hey, also, but if you have the right desire, the right meaning, the right why, and you surround with people with have the same mentality, the same, kumbaga ba, passion, you'll grow out of this business.
correct.
Talaga.
Oo nga.
Talaga.
And at the end of the day, katulad nga ng in any kind of work,
Yeah.
you need to be passionate on what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? Otherwise, you're gonna hate it and you won't like it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna eventually quit the business.
Yes, and then that's mainly talaga rin yung hinahanap ko sa loan officer ko is, number one, balik lang ako, desire, fire, right? Coachable, and willing to learn talaga.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yun lang
That's
talaga.
good.
Yun lang naman kasi, guys, experience, you can basically teach that eh.
So, Alvin,
Yes.
I know importante talaga yung attitude. Is that correct?
Sobra. Yeah.
So, why is that?
Because in this business, napakadaling unang-una to have, kumbaga ba, you get a lot of no's before you get the yes.
O maraming rejection.
Maraming rejection.
Correct.
There's a lot
Oo.
of rejections.
Mhm.
It's not all the time na you're gonna have a, kumbaga ba, uplifting moment or you're motivated is up. So
Oo
you have
nga.
to be patient kasi at the end of the day, like you said, it's all about the numbers din talaga.
Correct. Oo nga. Parang katulad natin, we need to do a lot of open houses before we could actually convert a
Repetitions.
client,
Oo,
di ba?
correct. Oo.
Like on realtors, we have to make a lot of phone calls
Oo.
or sometimes cold calling
Correct.
to
Oo.
get a client.
Yes.
Same thing with, follow up. We
Yes.
have to do a lot of follow up because the money is in the follow up,
Correct.
right?
Oo.
So, in any kind of business,
Yeah.
it's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, kaya kung ang attitude mo hindi maganda,
Hindi ka patient sa
hindi ka patient,
ginagawa mo.
oo nga, at hindi ka coachable,
Yeah.
di ba?
You could be easily just
Get discouraged.
Discouraged. Number one,
Yes.
tsaka stagnant ka lang.
Yeah, and eventually quit the
And
business.
quit the business.
Yes,
Like I
oo.
said, what I look for my loan officers, for my
Yes.
teammates, unang-una talaga desire, right?
Desire.
Motivation, kasi that comes with the why. Diba?
But what's their
your
biggest why?
And the meaning. Ano bang meaning, di ba?
Yeah,
Because
why am I waking up every day
This
and
what's
doing this?
This what's gonna make you get up in the morning and cannot wait to go to work or to be
Correct.
in the office because you have that meaning. Number one yan.
Okay.
Number two, you have to be knowledgeable. Coachable ka dapat.
Correct.
Willing to learn talaga lagi. Because you have to continue learning in this business. What
Correct.
you know yesterday doesn't mean that you know now.
Correct.
Right? Okay?
Oo, importante
Kasi
yun.
in the real world naman talaga, alam mo naman to, Elizabeth, it's a totally different ball game din pag nasa reality na tayo when we're in the field, di ba?
Oo nga.
Right?
Kasi ewan ko ba, bakit ginaglamorize sila? Nakala nila
nga.
ang dali-daling maging loan officer.
Oo nga, oo.
Akala nila dali-daling maging realtor.
Oo nga, oo.
Kasi nga, the way social media portray us,
Yeah,
hindi
yeah.
nila nakikita yung grind day
Correct.
in, day out
Yeah.
na ginagawa natin na even when you're on vacation, you
Yeah.
pick up your phone.
Yeah.
When you're in a date with your husband or
Yeah.
with your boyfriend,
Yeah.
you pick up your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Maybe we should start do social media, yung hard work naman, hindi
Oo nga, ipakita natin yung ugly
actual
side.
talaga, di ba?
Di ba,
When we
yung-
do open house, when we meet the people, anong ginagawa natin.
I know.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah,
That's a good
that
idea.
would be fun to do that. Oo nga.
And then of course, the last thing pala, right?
Yes.
Ang hinahanap ko is yung be patient ka talaga.
Patient ka
Patient
dapat.
talaga. Yun talaga, yun ang number one talaga na you have to have that, hey, it's all about numbers game and sometimes it doesn't utilize down the road.
Correct, oo
But
nga.
the more you do it, the more repetition you
The
do
more
this,
nagagaling ka.
the more nagagaling ka and everything will be so much easier for
Yeah,
you.
parang in any kind of business or even profession. Like yung mga basketball player, di ba?
Yeah.
Ilang beses sila kung mag-practice.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Kasi at the end, you don't want to practice on your client.
Yes.
Kaya nga with my, with the agents in my team,
Yes.
during our meeting, we do role playing.
Correct.
Okay,
Oo.
and we also do actual, skit role
Yes.
na para bang, okay, what do you say when someone comes up at the open house? What do you say when you're trying to follow up?
Yes.
Kasi importante yun.
It makes a difference talaga.
Yes. I mean, kasi yung profession natin, kailangan magaling ka talaga mag-communicate.
Oo. Engagement din talagang pinaka-importante. How do you engage?
Yes, how do you engage? And yung kliyente mafe-feel talaga kung talagang are you in for the money or are you in to actually really help me
Help
and my
them.
family.
Correct. Yes.
Diba?
And those are one of the things na talagang kailangan din malaman ng mga kasama natin sa industriya is that you really have to make sure that your meaning is helping, not just making money.
Oo nga, correct.
Diba?
Oo nga.
Right?
Yes,
Yun ang importante.
that's very true.
Or else hindi talaga tatagal dito sa
Yeah,
business.
and then by the byproduct of doing what you're doing, the money will come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huli na lagi yan. Lagi yan.
Kasi yung kliyente, mafe-feel nila na talagang, oh my God, Ate Elizabeth or Kuya Alvin really helped us. And they will be your talking, walking billboard.
Correct.
Diba nga? Kaya nga, diba tayo, we build our business through referrals.
Most of our business.
Yes,
correct.
oo. Kasi, ang kliyente, para bang pag natulungan mo sila, especially mga Filipino, parang indebted sila sa'yo. Na they gone through a really good experience.
Correct.
And they want to help their friend or coworker to gone through the same experience na smooth, na naging nalutas natin yung problema nila at yung goal nila, natulungan natin silang ma-achieve.
Yun naman ang masarap sa trabaho namin. At the end of the day, we actually, so totoo lang, it's the end of the road, the finish line, when you see those clients smiling and just really happy about their move, one of the biggest move that they do in their life, di ba?
Correct. Right? Oo, totoo yun.
Yung pinaka, kumbaga ba, that's our ultimate high lagi.
Yes,
diba?
oo. Yes, so ano naman ang pinaka-ayaw mo sa loan officer? And now that you tell me, ito yung mga gusto mo. And we'll just wrap it up real quick.
Well,
anong yung ayaw mo?
What pinaka-ayaw ko talaga is when the loan officer does lazy to learn or lazy to step up. When I said lazy, is they have all the tools in front of them. They have all, basically all the training in front of them. And still, ayaw pa rin nilang, kumbaga ba?
Ayaw nilang matutunan?
Ayaw nilang matutunan.
Kasi trabaho nila yun eh.
Dalawang klase nga. Either you, hindi, sorry dalawang klase lang naman reason. Either you're dumb, you're bobo, hindi ka matuto, or tamad ka lang matuto.
Bakit naman sila matuto? Trabaho nila yun.
Kasi nga,
it's job required.
Ito na nga kasi, a lot of the newcomers na tinatawag, they think that when they pass their license, like I said earlier or whatever, na akala nila ganun-ganun lang yun. Diba?
Ito lang ang industriya na baliktad.
Baliktad talaga.
Ito, you pass your license, then you learn the practicum, and then you learn the business.
Yes.
Para bang baliktad eh.
And continuation learning to.
Oo nga. Hindi taon-taon. Kasi pabago-bago ang industry guidelines. Pabago-bago ang market. So samantalang sa ibang profession, you go to school muna, 4 years degree ka muna, then you go to a nursing program or whatever, and then you learn all the practical, ganon-ganon, and then you work. So baliktad yung industry namin. Kaya as a public, be very careful. Kaya nga importante, experience matters in this industry.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It
Now,
does.
kung alam natin na baguhan yung either yung realtor o yung agent o yung loan officer, as a consumer, tatanungin ko, are you in a team? Sinong nagbe-mentor sa'yo?
Correct.
Tapos, i-check ninyo kung yung nagbe-mentor sa kanila, they've been in the business for a long time.
Yes.
Kasi kung bago sila na walang nagbe-mentor sa kanila, they're on their own, naku po, pagpa-practicean kayo.
Sobra.
And we don't want that. I know the trust is there because it's your brother or it's your cousin. But at the end of the day, this is your home. This is your future.
Yes.
This is your livelihood.
Huge step.
This is your portfolio. This is your asset. So, yes, I will give you a chance, but I would ask, are you in a team?
Correct.
Kasi kung wala ka sa team, you're gonna be sinking and swimming by yourself.
Yeah, para ka naglalakad sa dilim.
Yes, oo.
And then the problem is that sometimes you learn your lesson at the end.
Yes,
Yun ang
oo.
mahirap,
Yeah,
diba?
yun ang and I wish I knew that as a
Yeah.
brand new agent. Kasi nung mga kapanahunan ko pa, nung 2007, hindi pa uso mga team noon.
Wala talaga.
Like everybody is like an individual agent.
Because anybody can just go in.
Yes.
Especially sa loan officer, hindi na namin kailangan dati noon magkaroon ng license.
O dati noon, hindi mo kailangan ng license?
Walang NMLS.
Oh my
wala,
goodness.
Kaya nga everybody was a loan officer.
Oo nga, kaya pala everybody got a bad loan, yung 1%.
Oo, noon wala, hindi mo na kailangan yun.
Kaya pala.
And then, ni-require nila yung NMLS. Parang
I'm
realtor
glad.
na, yun ang ginawa
na may
nila.
continuing education.
So yun naman ang huling-huling ayaw ko rin sa mga loan officers that I've worked with before is not willing to learn.
Okay, so sa loan officer, can you ask them? It's like who's mentoring you, just like realtors?
Yeah, of course. Oh,
yeah, tatanungin mo sila, sino bang nagbe-mentor sa'yo?
In every good loan officer has a good mentor.
Hindi. Or can we say like, as a consumer, said, how many houses have you sold last year? Kasi minsan,
nandun yung statistic ninyo.
Nandun yung statistic yung experience.
Oo.
Kasi, pag sinagot ka na, I sold 2 homes last year.
Yeah.
I mean, naku po, hindi wala palang masyadong experience at knowledge.
Walang transaction.
I mean, I sold 30 homes in 2005, but that's a different market.
Sa amin kasi
iba na iba na yun di ba?
Sa loan officer naman kasi we cannot, hindi katulad ninyo, you basically your experience will show how many homes you sold for the year.
Correct.
Kami kasi we do by loans You know,
by loans. How many loans have you?
How many loans? Yeah. If I told you that I've closed 100 loans, would that give me an experience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pero see, you don't see that. We don't advertise that.
But as a consumer, can you ask the loan officer? Yes, kasi ako as a consumer, I would ask. I said, how many homes have you sold last year? And if they said 0, ay naku po, pagpa-practicean po kayo.
And reviews, malaking bagay yung reviews kasi everybody now has reviews.
Correct.
Me, I can just tell them, hey, go to my reviews. This is me.
Okay.
Many people that I've helped.
And then as a also consumer, you could say, okay, you sold maybe 2 homes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could ask the reason why. Maybe the person is a part-timer.
Yeah.
May full-time job siya.
Hindi siya season.
Hindi siya season.
Yeah.
So, do you wanna hire a part-time doctor?
Yeah.
Or a full-time doctor that they know how to operate 100 times, 100 times in a year?
Yeah.
Siyempre, gusto mo yung bihasa.
Yeah.
Diba?
At the end of the day, also study the people that you work with. Kasi
correct.
You can find out about the person that you're working with by just really, really checking, by just really, really, looking into it. Kasi marami naman ng reviews. Everybody now has reviews. Yes,
and everything is online. They could review it, di ba?
I mean, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with working with the new comers or new realtors or loan officer, but at the end of the day, you really want to work with someone that knows what they're doing.
Or kahit hindi naman, kahit new sila, basta ang importante, may nagme-mentor.
Mentor din sa kanila.
Kasi may nagbe-mentor na at least yung experience na yun maita-transfer. And someone is actually overlooking, the transaction.
Yes.
Not just them na they don't know what to look for, kung anong mga red flags. Kasi yung mga experienced realtor, malayo pa lang yung problema, napoproject na nila. So, alam na nila kung anong gagawin nila to actually prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
Diba?
So that's it. That's at the end of the day. Of course, one of the things that I look for sa mga loan officer course sa my team ko is just, of course, number 1, fire. Number 2, be knowledgeable or willing to learn.
And coachable.
Tsaka patience lang.
Third is patience. Okay.
Because everything doesn't happen overnight.
Yes. And you don't need, as long as you have all those qualities, you could be a really good loan officer.
You could learn.
Kaya nga importante, di ba, yung attitude?
Attitude's very important.
Yeah, kasi if you have a good attitude, pwede ka naming i-train.
Yes, yun lang.
We could transfer the skills and the knowledge to you. Pero if you don't have the good attitude, mahirap ka naming maturuan. Okay?
Yes.
So there you have it. I hope you learned something today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to comment, subscribe,
follow us.
And follow us, and let us know if there's any topic that you want us to
talk about.
To talk about.
To go
Okay?
over, yes,
So
okay.
there you go. Thank you everyone for tuning in at
Bahay Pinoy Sa Tate.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.